Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back. If you're returning. Right?
Yeah.
Say hi, YouTube.
Oh, hi, YouTube.
All right, you guys, I have Kendra. I'm gonna cut out the voiceovers. We're gonna use Water My Melons, Bomb Nails Clear, Nightcap, Care Sky Monomer. Since I'll cut the rest of it out, I won't talk, but we're gonna do a layer of clear. We're gonna do every other nail hot pink and every other nail glitter with some Hello Kitty stickers. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was for you, Marcy. Marcy commented to my last video, can we see Kendra or hear her? So I asked her that when she came, and she said no, she didn't want to be on camera because she was all sweaty. Well, not all sweaty, but she had just got off work. So next time she'll be willing to be on camera, but she said that she wouldn't mind saying hi. So that was Kendra, you guys. She's on my channel all the time. And as you can see, the last set we did, that really difficult black and red set that I posted, and I told you guys she was going to change her shape to coffin and we were going to remove those. So yay, as you can see, we did that. So I have plenty of soak offs and removals on my channel, so I didn't show that. I didn't show the prep either because I also have that a lot on my channel, and I wanted this video to be in real time for the most part. So I knew it would be a little bit long anyway. So what we've done so far is soak off. We trimmed down and soaked off that set. We did prep, and I put on these coffin tips, sized them to the length she wanted, and for the first time I used those magnets, which was so helpful. I mean, if you guys don't have those, get them. Wow, that would just boom, 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 made everything go by really, really quickly. So I'm gonna go in with a layer of Bomb Nails Clear. Also, it was about 8 o'clock at night because I'm not doing any more sets in this heat. So the products were working much better, but there were a few gnats flying around getting attracted to the light even though the door was closed. So if you see any of that going on, there were only like 3 or 4 and we got rid of them. So if you see me waving my hands wildly and weirdly, that's what I'm doing. So going in with a layer of clear here like I always do, and this is after I have put on the Care Sky acrylic primer, which I swear by that. My nail sets don't lift at all. And we're gonna do, like I mentioned in the beginning, every other nail glitter and every other nail solid, and then she's gonna put on some Hello Kitty stickers that didn't really want to stick, so I had to put on layer and layer and layer of top coat. After I got the shape just absolutely perfect on these nails, we had to, in my opinion, ruin them with lots of top coat, but that's what she wanted, those stickers, and that's the only way we could get some of them to stick on. So, and I wouldn't say ruin, but you know, especially the middle nail looked a lot more wide and bulky than it actually was, but you guys will see the process. So as you can tell, this is a very, very pigmented color, like black or red, like I was working with in the last set on Kendra's nails, but because this shape is different, I have some length to work with where I can pull the product around and onto the sides and edges. And as you can see, I'm able to pick up beads that aren't so tiny and wet. I'm able to work with my normal liquid to powder ratio. In most parts, I did work a little smaller and wetter near the cuticle area because I didn't want the product to freeze up on me and then have, a giant bulbous hardened mess near the cuticle. So I'm pretty much flooding every cuticle on here just to make sure I'm getting the acrylic where it needs to be. But it's letting me get up tight into her cuticle area by doing that. So if you notice I'm flooding the cuticles, it's kind of on purpose. I've mentioned that in a couple of my other videos. Sometimes you have to do that, and as long as you're not leaving it there's nothing wrong. As long as your finished result is tight and not on the skin and not going to cause lifting, then do your thing. So each time I pick up a bead, I am going to before I start swiping or doing anything, this is what I've mentioned to you guys before, I do a lot of patting. I pat it in place, I pat it around the edges, I pat the top a little more flush to the nail, and then as I'm patting with my brush, I'm able to tell how firm the acrylic is getting, so I know when it's safe for me to start brushing and pulling that acrylic down and smoothing it out and blending it. Once you start feeling the resistance, then you know you can pull that powder or the acrylic down without pulling it off the nail. So, like I said, I did leave this in real time. I'm going to let you guys watch this application. I'll jump back on if I have to say anything. Thanks for being here, you guys. Okay, I wanted to jump on here because when it comes to glitter acrylics, you can do a thin layer and then do your shape with clear, but I like to build my nail with glitter. I think it gives it more dimension. It gives you an opportunity to move the glitter around in different places so that you don't have your larger pieces up near your cuticle. You don't have your larger pieces around your free edge, so that when you file, you're pulling them off. I don't know if you ever encountered that. Of course, you cap with clear, but sometimes, if you're not very proficient yet with getting your acrylic really tight to the tip and your nail is bulky, it doesn't matter if you put clear on, you're going to end up filing that clear layer off and getting into some of the glitter. I'm sure if you're kind of beginning, you know what I'm talking about, because it happened to me a lot in the beginning. I would know that I needed to do a thin layer of glitter and cap in clear. But then from the side, you can see the layer of clear. I didn't like that, so I started building the shape with the glitter and then doing a thin cap of clear. But that wouldn't work because my shape was so bulky. I would end up taking that clear layer off and then be into the glitter. So I had to find a happy medium, and it just started working when I started getting my shaping down, my application down, pardon me. Excuse me. So as you watch, you'll notice, or you might think, why is she putting such large beads of glitter on? And why is she building and shaping her nail with the glitter? And that's why. That's how I like to do it. It's how I have found works for me. And you'll see too, when I'm near the cuticle area, I'll actually move some of the larger hexagonal pieces of glitter away from there, because if you also know, that those being near the cuticle or the free edge or the sides, those larger shapes, they just end up poking out or sticking out or whatever. So I don't know, it's just what's worked best for me. And then the thin layer of clear, the capping is just boom, one bead, drag it down, and you're done. And your shaping is only to, pardon me, your shaping is only to, at the end, to perfect your finish shape. That's why it's called finish filing, because your application should be as tight to the tip as possible. But as we know, when you're beginning, that's not always possible. So right here, I'm just going to be adding some more shape, putting acrylic where I think it needs to be, just like I would if it were colored acrylic. And I'll let you guys watch. Come jump back on if I have to say anything else. So another thing I was going to say, you see how I moved those three big ones down from the cuticle? Another thing I was going to say is, you might hear other techs say, or just in the industry say, pat your acrylic and hold it on the nail. So that's what I'm doing here. I'll pick up kind of a drier bead and start adding monomer to it. You can clearly see that's what I did with this bead. I picked up a rather dry bead, I placed it in the middle, and my brush has monomer in it. So I start tapping the bead and moving it around where I want it to go, and that's adding monomer to it as I'm doing that. And you can see it hanging off the edge and everything. That's okay, because I have this big, almost one bead method that's going to cover the whole nail. And if I just keep patting it into place, it's going to do exactly what I want. It's going to be exactly where I want it to be. It's going to look exactly how I want it to. And although it looks a little bit disastrous when you first put it on, this is a great way to, I think I have found, to do this, because I'm able to move the pieces where I want them, away from my free edge, away from my cuticle. I'm able to pack them in. I'm able to get my shape. I don't have to put on 16 beads, and I don't know, it just works better for me. And so if it looks strange, trust the process. You can see in the end, it works out really, really good. And once you get that firm resistance, then you can start dragging down and blending your bead and smoothing it out, and it just works out great. And sometimes instead of editing out where she'll just hold her fingers still or splay them out or whatever, I left that in just so you guys could get a look at application only, because with the conditions being correct, like waiting till the temperature was more reasonable. This bead was too wet, so instead of holding it on, I just went the opposite way with it. But anyway, you can see the difference between this application and the last one. Even though I'm working with, somewhat difficult things like highly pigmented, that pink is just like working with black. It's really, really pigmented. It will stain the skin, etc., etc. And then the glitter can be difficult, can be messy, that type of thing. This went flawlessly. Because I record, I started the video as soon as the tips were on and shut it off when we were done filing, and it was 1 hour and 25 minutes. So that wasn't too bad. Of course, it was a much longer appointment because she put on stickers after that, and then we had to do multiple layers of top coat, and of course we had the removal, which took about 1 hour total before this, so it was longer than 1 hour and a half, but from tip to finish filing was 1 hour and 25 minutes. So when the conditions are right, and really temperature is huge, that has been, in my experience, the widest variable. The one thing that can cause more problems than anything is the temperature in your room, the temperature your products are resting at. If you get your room to 74 degrees, but you don't have your products in there, your products have been sitting like outside in the shed or something like that, and you bring your products into your room, it's still going to be torture. They're going to be hot or, whatever, or cold. And, cold can really be disastrous as well, with as far as it being runny and everything. So I've learned that honestly temperature is the biggest. Besides working with subpar products, I mean, you can get really crappy products, bad monomer stuff, a bad brush, things that make applying acrylic difficult just from the get. But for me, the largest variable is temperature, because as you can see, this just, it actually pained me to start putting a file to these, because they just looked so good before I even had to file them. The application was it just went so well. Okay, so obviously we're now on to capping these nails, and with not polished colored acrylics, you can layer them and build them just like you would a clear nail. I think back in the day, and there are still some products, like I believe like some of Valentino's colored acrylics and some other brands, you're supposed to put down a really thin layer and then shape and build your nail with clear. That's the point of those acrylics, like really highly pigmented ones. But with not polished, they say you do not have to cap the coloreds, all the colored acrylics. Cannot get that out. But I don't know why, I just do. I don't know why. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. So today I did, and there's no absolute need for it. The only ones I needed to cap were the glitter. But I think a lot of times when I do cap colored acrylics is because I do try to apply the acrylic as tight to the, as close to the shape that I want to keep them as possible. So if I go in and do any filing, I'm obviously going to be thinning them down. So when I add that layer of clear, it does two things. Number one, it kind of evens out everything. And number two, it lets me file without digging into the shape I already have. I hope that makes sense. I know I say that in all my videos, if that makes sense, but I don't know if I'm always explaining things correctly. So as you can see, I like to cap, if possible, with one bead and just smooth it down. And I'm going to pause on the thumb to let you guys see what I mean. So when I was editing this video, I clearly had in mind, you guys can tell me if you ever do this, exactly what I was going to say and why I froze it here, but now I can't remember. So I think it was just to let you see that the clear cap it didn't change the shape. So you shouldn't be putting on so much clear that it changes your shape. It should still look good, but then now you can file that and not worry. So here I'm going to go in with as you can see, this bit is really thin and narrow, and the free edge doesn't look correct yet because I haven't filed. But I'm going to go in with this and really, really thin down and give the nails a C curve and thin down my free edge. Once I do my file to straighten out the edge, it will make them completely straight, whereas now they look a little hooked or curved. Pardon me. Every time I start talking, I just have to, I don't know, something happens in my throat. So I'm going to go through and give a little curve to the free edge, and then I'm going to take my medium panna bit, seal the cuticles, go down the length of the nail, and then I'm going to get into filing. And the whole video thus far has been in real time, and the rest of the video, the filing and shaping and e-filing is in 1.5. I have it sped up 1.5 times for you guys. Also, Kendra did go on Amazon and pick out some Hello Kitty stickers that I bought for this set. She's going to see the Barbie movie today. I know Barbie and Hello Kitty aren't the same thing, but she loves them both, and she always has. So she wanted Hello Kitty nails several sets ago. So I told her to go on Amazon and pick out the stickers she wanted. And I've had them for a little while, but she had other sets in mind. And by the way, someone had asked where she gets her ideas, and someone mentioned that the last set of nails, the red and black, were giving vampire. And when I asked her yesterday, or told her that yesterday, that someone commented that, she said, oh yeah, she's been back into reading the Twilight books, and that was what made her want that set of nails. So you guys hit that on the head. Oh, you see this nail? I just don't even want to file it. It already looks perfect. It's so annoying. Of course it isn't. There's plenty of filing to be done. But what was I going to say? What was my point? Oh, to put stickers on, when you put stickers on, you should top coat first. Because if you lay the sticker against the bare acrylic and then top coat, you're going to be able to see the outline of the sticker really boldly. I learned that the hard way once. So I always top coat first. So I top coated, and I handed her the stickers, and I handed her nails, and she put all the stickers on. When I came back in the room, some of the stickers were already peeling up. They were stickers, and they were bought and purchased and labeled as stickers, but they really, to me, looked more like decals. Not the water decals, but a decal that you would like stick on your sliding glass door, if that makes sense. So they just weren't sticking, they weren't laying flat, and so the only way for us to get them to stay was to do layer and layer and layer of top coat. So I wish that before I had given her nails to put the stickers on, that I had done my final video as if there weren't stickers on them, because as you can see, the shape just came out so good on these. And once I was done and with the top coat without the stickers, that's where I would have liked to, looking back now, finished the set as far as recording and posting and social media. But they're her nails. That's how she wanted them, and especially this finger that I'm working on here, right here, that sticker would not stick for nothing. And then also the middle fingers. So, and I told her it's perfectly fine, just leave your pinkies without stickers, but she just wasn't having it. Everything has to be the same for her. I think I've mentioned that in other videos. It's just part of her personality. If one has a sticker, they all have to have a sticker, or that's it. She just wasn't going to be able to leave with it like that. So, and again, they're her nails. So I will remember next time, if I want my set of nails to look a certain way, and I will get photos before that. But of course, before that, I didn't know this was going to happen. So anyway, if you guys see any wideness, or the final picture's not looking like they were when I finished filing them, that's why. And also, because I handed her the nails to do the stickers, I did not record that because she was doing it on her side of the table. So I do show the finished product, but I'm pretty sure, I'll jump back on if it changes, but I'm pretty sure after this, the video ends, after my filing and shaping, the video ends and I do show the end result. You guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all the support. I love how you guys are so loyal and you always watch and you always comment, and that means the world to me. I just love it. It gives me motivation. It makes me want to post more because I've really, really, really been in a slump. I had some major personal things happen in my life in May around Mother's Day that extremely tragic and horrible, and it put me in a really bad slump. So I'm really thankful for your guys' encouragement and loyalty, and it means the world to me. So thank you for being here. And we are very close, 10 or 11 away from my 500 subscriber giveaway, which I will be choosing 2 winners for, and everyone who is subscribed and whose subscription is public, in other words, so I can see that you are a subscriber, will automatically be entered in that. You don't have to do anything to enter in the giveaway. I'm just going to automatically enter you guys, and of course I will do a video and announce it when we hit 500 and we stay at 500 for a few days, because I learned my lesson last time about that too. Yeah, so again, thank you guys for your loyalty and your dedication and all your positive feedback. I love it. I just appreciate you guys so much. So I'm finished with the e-file, and I'm going in with my knot polish. I believe this is a 100 grit, but this is an awesome file. I bought a few packs a while ago, so it's easy to grab these and they work amazing. So I'm going to finish shaping these up and let you guys watch. And again, thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I would love that. I would love to have you be part of our little journey here. And I will also, I did post just recently 2 sets. There's a longer set that were kind of like peach and green with some marble foil and some little teddy bear charms. I have that video completely edited. I just need to do the voiceover, so that is coming to you next. So this week I will be having 2 videos for you guys. So I'm back. I'm getting out of my slump. The next thing I need to do to get out of my slump is start doing my own nails and posting some content for you guys. And I received something really cool in the mail that's going to help me. So I will be sharing that with you guys next time. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. I know you guys can't see this very well, but I kept it in just so you can see. I do file from the client's perspective, and these just came out so sharp and nice. And then here I am going in with a Profiles Backstage sponge buffer, and I don't always, I do buff the nails, but not always. I learned the hard way, if you buff too much, your top coat separates. So I usually run a buffer across them, especially if there's like scratches. But these I buffed because I knew we were doing stickers, and because the shape was really pigmented and there are scratches in the nails. This sponge buffer is amazing. It's big. You can go around the skin with it. This is in real time because I wanted to show you that how cool this buffer is. It just really grabs the shape of the nail. They're expensive though, so I would only use these, and do only use these on my returning clients, because you're only going to use, I've said this before, maybe a quarter of this file to do a set, and then you have to throw it away. Unless you have a returning client and you can continue to use this on them and only them every time they come, which I do use this on Kendra. I've used this on 15 sets so far, and it's nowhere near done with its grit. I mean, it's still a great file. But look how that looks when it's finished. Just bam. All right, here's the finished product, you guys. Thanks again for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.